guys, it's Katie. I am back again with another haul. If you can hear background noise, it's because my husband is playing a video game. Or because Lucky is itching himself and he's right here. He's being super cute. I just got home, so now he's all, Mommy, Mommy, Mommy. He's needy. So I have an envelope here that I think is from an author. I could be wrong. We've got All You Need Is Love and a Cozy. It has a little puppy on it with a teddy bear. So this is from Jody Halford. That's cool. And then we have like a random bookmark with a series on the back. We have a sticker, 10 Rules for Faking It by Sophie Sullivan. Radiate Positivity sticker is pretty. And then we have just a Sophie Sullivan heart, humor, and happily ever after sticker. And then we have a postcard, 10 Rules for Faking It. Sleepless in Seattle meets The Bachelorette. When socially anxious Everly Dean announces her dating woes live on air, she thinks things can't get worse. She's wrong. So it actually sounds really interesting. So I might have to look into getting this. Aladdin from Tanya. I really liked this version of it, so I'm excited to have this. And then we have The Naked Truth by Vi Keeland. I love Vi Keeland, so this says a sexy second chance novel. It was just a typical Monday until the big boss asked me to make the pitch for a prospective new client. After 2 years on shaky ground at work because of my screw up, an opportunity to impress the senior partners was just what I needed. Or so I thought. Until I walked into the conference room and collided with the man I was supposed to pitch. My coffee spilled, my files tumbled to the ground, and I almost lost my balance. And that was the good part of my day. Because the gorgeous man crouched down and looked at me like he wanted to eat me alive was none other than my ex, Gray Westbrook. A man who I'd only just begun to move on from. A man who my heart despised, yet my body obviously still had other ideas about. A man who was as charismatic and confident as he was sexy. Somehow, I managed to make it through my presentation ignoring his intense stare, although it was impossible to ignore all the dirty things he whispered into my ear right after I was done. But there was no way I was giving him another chance, especially now that he was a client. Was there? So this sounds really, really good. So it's an office romance and a second chance romance, and it sounds like he's a bit of a dick, so that's exciting. And then we have a Cocky Hero Club novel. So this is Scandalous Scotsman by M.J. Fields. This is a very attractive cover. One trip down the stairs caused by a lone Lego, while wrapped in a towel, spewing a plethora of profanity and my cell phone flying, I landed on my ass, and then the ER. Between those two occurrences was a FaceTime call placed by a bouncing phone to the number of a man I didn't even truly look at, who had now seen more of my body than anyone had since my Tinder days, over a year ago. 3 declined calls later, I limp out the door to get myself to the ER before starting my hectic day. The ER was packed, but when I saw Nurse Bridget, one of my students' mothers, I pleaded my case and she hurried me into an examination room. An hour later, I left on crutches with a bruised ass, a fractured ankle, and an appointment to see an orthopedic surgeon at 4 p.m. Arriving 15 minutes late for that appointment, I heard the sexy yet very brash accent of a man who clearly had an obsession with punctuality and, apparently, no bedside manner. Dr. Ethan Stewart, tall, copper-haired, sinfully sexy, was a total ass. After a tongue-lashing about how irresponsible I was to, first, leave the ER with such an injury, and second, be late, I put him in his place. Or so I thought. Turned off by his arrogant attitude, turned on by the roguish glint in his green eyes and the way he spoke, I left his office a hot and wet mess. Upon exiting, my phone rang again. It was the same number from before, and I couldn't help answering to give the caller a piece of my mind. Once in the car, I hung up, tossed my phone on the passenger seat, and then looked out the window to see him with his phone to his ear, and a grin spread across his too handsome face. It couldn't be, could it? So this sounds like it's like a major meet cute situation in like a weird way, but I am really into this. We have Hook by Gina L. Maxwell, which is a Neverland novel. I've wanted these books for a really long time. I have been told that Hook is a male-male romance, but that's okay. I can give it a try. If it's not for me, then it's not for me, but baby boo, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay. I'm not the hero of this story. I'm the villain. They call me Hook. I'm captain of the pirates, a villain by design and a loner by nature. I don't need anyone. More than that, I don't want anyone, especially Officer John Darling, who insists on seeing the good in everything, including me. If there was ever any good inside of me, it was snuffed out long ago. I've avoided him for years, but now I need his help to save my brother's life and take down Fred Kroc, the monster from my childhood and my current employer. Now Darling is undercover in my crew, living in my loft and forever working out shirtless. Taking Kroc's operation down from the inside is dangerous as hell. But Darling's probing glaze and the natural way he defers to my dominant side might just be the end of me. But I've lived in the dark for too long, and no amount of light can save me, not even one as bright as Jonathan Darling. He calls me Darling. I'm a task force officer with the FBI, a protector of the innocent and a man in love with a villain. Before I was even old enough to understand it, I had a crush on the Brody teen called Captain Hook. Followed him around like a puppy, and hoping he'd show me the slightest bit of attention. He never did, though. Not for years. Not until I became his only viable option for getting his crew member back and throwing Kroc behind bars. Now he can't ignore me, and he can't hide the desire burning in his eyes when I sink to my knees, eager to serve my captain, however he needs. But secrets are hard to keep in close quarters, and when I discover the darkness lurking in his past, eradicating the evil in Neverland is no longer my only mission. Come hell or high water, I'll make Hook see that he's never been the villain of this story. He's the hero. So this sounds like a really interesting take on this story. I'm really interested to see if I will end up liking it or not. I have not had any luck lately with male romances. I've read a couple of them and I just can't do it. But I keep trying. Like, I have this book now. I have Epic by Serena Bowen. I'm trying. I like fairy tale retellings and I like sports romances. So I'm hoping I will end up liking these. Like, maybe it was just the fact that they weren't closer to the genres that I read. But I'm really hoping I like this. So, yeah. Hey guys, I just got 3 more packages. This first one is from Martine. And this is Undertow by Alexandra Tor. This is actually a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. The little blurb says, "A forbidden love that was doomed from the start." So that sounds really, really good already. And I love Alexandra Tor, so I'm super excited to own another book by her. In some ways, I was ordinary. Waking up in bed with Paul, our life filled with sandy toes and tan lines. I stocked books during the day and danced with him to Bob Marley at night. In other ways, I was unordinary. I'd dust off the sand and step into Stuart's limousine, zip up my evening gown and slide into my other life. Champagne and maid service, orgasms and my businessman. My life was a tide, pulling me back and forth between the two men. Soothing, peaceful. Then the undertow came, pulling my lives together, my men colliding, my breath shortening, arms flailing against the current, my heart breaking in its strength. I should have known it would never work. Okay, so this one sounds really interesting. It's obviously going to be a love triangle, which I'm all for. I love love triangles. The thing that I'm concerned about is that it sounds like she's legitimately sleeping with both of these men, and I don't like that. So I'm not sure how to feel about this book now. But I really love Alexandra Tor, and I'm going to read it. I'm sure I'll end up loving it, but who knows. Next we have a book from Carol, and that is Pull by Rachel Van Dyken. This is book 2 in the Seaside series. Because it is book 2, we're not going to read the synopsis, but I think I'm only missing one more book for this series. From Tanya, we have Mother Clucker by Kate Johnson, which is a Cocky Hero Club novel. I've been really obsessed with cowboys lately, so this is perfect. Okay. They say opposites attract, but in this case, they might just combust. Hermosa Beach seems to be the place for throwing together unlikely opposites. My rooster Rowdy and his new crush, Pixie the goat, me and the obnoxiously cocky cowboy from Texas. But unlike Rowdy and Pixie, there's no way I'm going to fall for David Stickland. Nope, not gonna happen. I would never be with a man so completely opposed to everything I believe, no matter how hot he is. David. There couldn't be two people more different than the beautiful little tree hugger and rooster rescuer Heather and me. We can't agree on anything, except that we disagree on everything, at some times more heatedly than other times. And believe me, things are starting to heat up between us, in more ways than one. She's the last thing I expected to find in an animal shelter in California, but now I found her. I have no intention of letting her go. I just have to get her on board with that plan. Interesting. In the bottom it says, Mother Clucker is a standalone story inspired by Vi Keeland and Penelope Ward's Cocky Bastard. It's published as part of the Cocky Hero Club world, a series of original works written by various authors and inspired by Keeland and Ward's New York Times best-selling series. Okay, so before I read this one, I guess I have to read Cocky Hero. I think I've actually read that. Or Cocky Bastard, sorry. I've read that one. So that's pretty exciting. Hi guys, I got a package this morning. It's very big. I opened it because it was fighting with me. But this is my new Diamond Art. They're very big. Like, they literally take up this whole box. There's nothing left in the box. But look at how big this is. Like, you can't even see it all. Okay. This canvas feels so much better than the one we had before. It's soft.
Oh.
Okay, are you ready to see how huge this is?
That's not that big.
That's pretty fucking big, man.
I'm being a smartass.
Can you see it all?
Yeah, I can see it all.
Like, huge. These eyes glow in the dark.
Oh, that's cool.
Or parts of them do, I don't know. And like, look at all these drills.
That's gonna take you a while.
Yeah. I'm so excited. And this one has the legend here and here.
Jesus.
Yeah. It is 29 by 22. Get a little picture thingy and a bigger picture thingy. I think there's stickers. And then you get a little pouch. You get a clear tray. Oh, look, they're little hearts.
Aww.
Can you see that?
Yeah, I see it.
That's cute. We got some baggies. Lots of baggies. I don't use these baggies.
No, they're not useful.
And are you ready to be transferred to elementary school? A squishy.
So your hand doesn't get sore.
Yeah. It's so soft too. I think there's more drills in this one. Okay. Oh, it's so pretty. It's upside down.
Oh, I like it.
Isn't it pretty?
That one will be fun to do.
It's so big. Look at all that detail.